Hello, hello. All right, let's see about. There we go. That should be the sound from Starfield. All right, we are going to play a brand new character because I can. Do have some mods. It should not be giving me that. It should be telling me that these are achievement friendly. So let's do load order. Alright. You are achievement friendly. You are achievement friendly. Ah, this is the one that I was not. You are achievement friendly. I like shotguns, so we'll do it shotguns. And I recently went ahead and got the Trackers Alliance. So I have the Gravis suit, the perfect recipe, which is the side quest, the shotguns, and the Trackers Alliance. Alright. Back. Back. Game will now reload. And when I do this, start a new game, confirm. Alright. And it's thinking about it. Now I saw the developer direct or the deep dive or whatever they called it for Starfield back right before it released, and I said that's the game for me. I think that game looks fantastic and I know I'm going to enjoy it. And then of course everybody in the comment section is like, it's a Bethesda game, and I'm like, what's a Bethesda? Because I'd never played any Bethesda games. For about 15 years, my PlayStation was a DVD player. I just was not playing video games. So this was my first encounter with that. I figured I'd go ahead and play it before getting too overly worked up about it. So, goodness, your soundtrack is very aggressive, game. I'd forgotten that. So I went ahead and played it. I actually got it on Game Pass. I got a Game Pass subscription just for the first month, just to see if I liked it or not. And the answer was, I did. I liked it very, very much. Really straight from the beginning. I'm not one of those folks who'll tell you, oh, you got to play for 40 hours before you're going to like it.
Oxygen's good. Just do what you did last time, and you're fine. Follow my one simple rule. Hella, what's my one simple rule?
Listen to Lynn. Boss lady knows best.
Exactly.
See, I even like Lynn and Heller straight from the beginning.
Like any other job. Go steady, go safe, go home with a pocket full of credits at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. It's just like, I work in the Stardock. Except, with more cave-ins, lasers, and accidental dismemberment.
Very helpful. Thank you.
You're gonna be fine. Your first outing was solid. And, let's be honest, it ain't exactly astrophysics.
That's why I keep him around. Good pep talks.
Yeah, and the fact that I can pinpoint a helium deposit from 300 meters.
Not untrue. A shame we won't find any down here. But the metal deposits alone should pay for our own helium. Hell, after this, we'll have enough jump fuel to bounce from one end of the settled systems to the next.
Hey, more minerals, more money. And so the cycle repeats itself. Just no more unauthorized jumps in a house for room space, okay?
He's just a big baby. There are worse lives. You know, most Dusties don't even make it this far. I have a good feeling about you.
Group hug now or at the end of the shift?
One of these days, Hella, I am going to leave you behind.
Promises, promises.
Alright, so you get a brief intro, and then you can move your head around, similar to Skyrim.
Okay,
and it's teaching you how to move. You don't actually have to listen to any of this. You can't go back up, can you? Nope.
is up on the breach. I don't feel like getting buried alive today.
Roger that.
Remember
Every now and then you gotta go back, make sure Lynn keeps moving, but for the most part,
oxygen processors don't exist.
you can just poke around.
Yeah.
This is the tutorial area, so there's not a lot here.
What I love about working in Freestyle Collective space?
I tend to double check to make sure I remember what all the controls are, because I've been playing a lot of games recently, and for some reason they all have a different button for the jump. This is the Y button on the controller, not the B button. Yep. I'm just jumping around. Whee! Oh, pardon me. Yep. She's gonna come over here, yell at this poor guy.
This one over here. Calvert! No! No. It's a laser, not a sledgehammer. Ease up. Benny, if you got paid per break, you'd be a millionaire. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we say, Dusty? You make your cut, you get your cut. No exceptions. Come on, pick it up. Troy, what's the yield?
Minimal at this point. Occasional glimmer, but it's weak.
What do you think? Stay the course?
No, ma'am. Juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Well, okay then. Let's call this one tapped. Why don't you move over to that big vein you looked at?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the whole thing is designed, obviously, to keep you moving in one particular direction. Alright, grab that. Okay. Do not shoot Lynn. It will annoy her.
Dusty, you're up. Take that cutter you grabbed and mine what you can. Metal deposits are in that cavern. I'll shout out when I need you.
Alright, so this part is showing you how to, 1, ignore the NPCs, and 2, aim and fire. Duck back here so you don't get hit.
You're ready, boss. Get back up here.
Yeah, that's just about... Yeah, whatever, dude. That's just about figuring out how the buttons work.
3, 2, 1. Standard's reading a clean break. Shutting down.
I like the industrial elements of this, because I mean, that's just cool.
Ella, get the readings.
Yeah, about that.
Problem?
Not if you consider a spike in gravity readings a problem.
I don't.
You don't?
What we're after, it'll read as an anomaly. That's what I was told anyway.
Okay, now you're starting to freak me out.
Relax. It's just another job. Come on.
There we go. Long press the X button to put that away.
I think. Yeah, everything is just... Lynn, seriously, there's something really effed up about this.
Where is it, Hella?
Through there, I think.
Okay, you're up. Something goes wrong in there, we'll come get you.
Why would anything go wrong?
Would you shut up? Both of you, do your jobs. On its way.
I always wondered what would happen if you fell off the bridge. Alright, just run up the bridge. You can mine some of this stuff if you want to, but it's really not necessary.
Still getting weird gravity readings. I guess that's a good thing. Just keep going.
Do you see anything?
Funky silver stuff. I see funky silver stuff. This is kind of a rare material, but you're not going to be able to do anything with it for a while, so I just grab whatever's closest. Use the cutter to break up the mineral deposits. Let's see there. All right, so this is going to trigger some flashing lights if you're worried about that kind of a thing. Just for a minute.
Dusty, snap out of it.
Hey, come on. Come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
So that's about 10 minutes, and we are into character creator, which I tend to go. Yeah. Well, I think there's another one I like better in terms of the face. The hair I'm going to fix. I don't spend an awful lot on the character creator because I play in first person and there's not. Here we go. Another one with the hoop earrings. There's just not a lot of times you even see your character, so I'm not even going to worry about it. And then body. Just, a little thinner, a little bit more muscular. There we go. Face. I like this hair, this hair, yes. A little bit of fair. And the eyes, do I want to be fancy with the hair color? That one's kind of cool. Let's go blue hair this time. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with the rest. Background. All right, so this is the most, well, it's not the most, because anything you do here, you don't really undo it. It sort of is your background the whole time. But the reason that the background is important is that it decides which starting skills you get for free. Everything else you can and will get as you go along. But there are ways to sort of have really easy starts, and then there's ways to make life more complicated for yourself. If you're role playing, it makes a huge difference because this will respond. People will respond to you differently. People know this about you, and so don't pick a gangster unless you want to hear people talking to you about your gangster life. Um, in terms of usefulness, Bounty Hunter is useful straight out the gate, and you'll notice the shape of these means they're all kind of from the same category, and these are all three skills that, for the most part, you are going to pick up as you go along anyways. On the other hand, you have to listen to people talk to you about being a bounty hunter wherever you go. Um, I kind of like bouncer and the melee options. I know a lot of people bash the melee options. I am a whale and flail kind of girly. I can't aim for crap, even with aim assist on. So I tend to just run up everybody's nose and whack them with whatever's handy. So I have done bouncer and I've done melee before. For this, however, I think I'm probably going to go bounty hunter. Other ones that are useful, Cyber Runner is pretty good. It gets you security, which is one of the ones you want to get straight out the gate. Bounty Hunter gets you boost pack. And in order to have the jetpack working, you have to have at least 1 point into boost pack. So you might as well do it straight to begin with, is some of the logic behind that. Security allows you to hack things and to hack things at higher and higher levels. So again, you might as well just start off with that. Stealth and theft are a little less immediately useful, although stealth does give you 1 point into stealth gives you a little um, gauge that tells you whether somebody can see you or not. Which, if I guess, if you're going to be thieving, you want to know that. Um, Commerce and persuasion and wellness, these are also things that you will probably put points into no matter what eventually. So starting out with as a diplomat, if you want to do more of a talking run, is pretty good. This one I'm tempted by because I like shotguns, but there are not a lot of shotguns available straight out the gate, so I can always circle back for that later. The Explorer, and I think some of the others, anything that has the surveying. Surveying is you scan items in the environment and you kind of get points and experience for it, and then they add up over time, and you can do different things. The surveying point would get you the ability to scan from further away, which the plants, obviously, that's not really a problem because they can't come at you. Scanning the animals from further away is very useful because then you are less likely to get slammed by them. And I have died more often from the alien animals than I have from anybody who's actually shooting at me. So that is one reason why I tend to go for Explorer pretty early. The other one that can be really useful really early is research methods, because if you're doing the research, it requires you to have resources on hand in order to sort of pay for the research. And research methods will lower the cost of that and will make them happen faster. So that can be very useful, but it's not something I think you can still do all the research. It just costs you more. A lot of these others you'll learn as you go along. Uh, Ronin is pretty good, particularly like I do sometimes when I go for dueling and bladed weapons. You'll see me pick up a bladed weapon straight off the bat because again, I uh, I can't aim at all. Ship jockey isn't too bad. That's interesting. I thought that was a custom one I had picked up from somewhere, but it seems to be in here anyway. So that's a good one for me sometimes because it starts off with shotguns and piloting. But like I say, the boost pack training I want to get straight off the bat. Ooh, shock troop. Mm, no, I want the piloting as well. The Space Scoundrel, all of these down here at the bottom. Don't sleep on these because these are pretty cool. Either that or I have a mod left that I didn't account for. I don't think so, though. I took out all of the background mods, and these are looking pretty standard. If you really don't know, File Not Found is a really good start, too, because it gives you a little bit of everything. It just kind of buffs you up. Ship jockey, that's... No, I think I'm going to go with the bounty hunter. And the reason is this character, I'm just going to do a little bit of everything. So I might as well start with this. The piloting and the target control, straight out the bat, you can start earning experience for these skills. And so having them already unlocked is really useful. And again, the boost pack training, you have to unlock that eventually anyway. So if I want to get into role playing, I'll just start another character, as one does, right? So all of these traits have a pro and a con, have a buff and a debuff. So, for example, alien DNA, you start with increased health and oxygen, but healing and food items aren't as effective. I sometimes take this only because I forget regularly that I even have food. So, knocking it out is not a real problem for me because I'll carry it around and then be like, oh, right, I can eat something and heal. Um, that doesn't bother me. But the increased health and oxygen is not as buffy, if we want to use that term, as it works. It's really useful in early game, but during late game, it's a little less so. Empath is good if you want to keep your companions around. I can't be bothered to do, and so is extrovert. Extrovert is really good if you want to keep your companions around, but I keep my companions around a lot, but I can't be bothered paying attention to what they like and don't like. So, and I don't want to get the debuff when I'm on my own because I do sometimes do that. The backgrounds like Freestar, Neon, and all of that, they are useful if you want to role play, if you want to do most of your activities in a particular region, but the rest of the time they're kind of irrelevant. I tend to go the Raised Enlightened and the Raised Universal have to do with the religions in the game. You get a box of stuff, and the stuff in early game, I mean, it's neat and all, but it wasn't all that impressive the time I saw it, so I kind of skipped out on it. Now, the Serpent's Embrace looks like it is one of those that is similar to Raised Enlightened and Raised Universal, but it's not. Grab jumping provides a temporary boost to health and oxygen, but they are lowered if you don't do it regularly. So grab jumping is moving between planetary systems. So if you were to go from like Earth to Jemison or Earth, not Earth to Mars, because that's within a system. You don't have to grab jump to do that. But if you go from Earth to the headquarters of the United Colonies, which is, I think the system is called Jemison, then you get a boost to your health and oxygen, but it wears off over time if you don't go off and and jump again someplace else. I find that I end up jumping around a lot because I like doing like the space hauler uh grindy quests. There's a little kiosk where you can go. You just say it'll say deliver these boxes to this place, and so you go off to that place, you get your XP, you go back again. And I like doing those. I find them very soothing. And so I like the Serpent's Embrace. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you'll notice it X's out these. You can't they kind of contradict each other, so you can't do all three or you can't do more than one. Spaced and Terraformer. Spaced gives you better oxygen and health while you're in space, but lowers it on planets. Now, weirdly, you spend a lot of this game on planets. Well, not weirdly. Some of it has to do with the choices that you make. Like if you're always doing the planet bound side missions, you're going to be on the planets a lot. There are space bound side missions, though, ones that involve travel or exploration or um, space stations or derelict ships and stuff like that. And they're working, I think part of the new update is to put more of that in there so that these become more meaningful. So I'm not going to take either one of them at the moment, and I'm just going to take the Serpent's Embrace. And then the last one that is of interest to a lot of people is Wanted. Essentially, people will roll up to you and say, "You're wanted. You come with us or give us money, and or we're going to attack you." And you say, "I ain't got no money," and they attack you. So it's a way to farm quick XP. And so if you really like the combat in the game and you want to play around with that, um, or if you want the money and the loot that comes along with them, it's a really good way of having that pop up every so often. I find it a little distracting because you're going along to get along, and all of a sudden people are up your nose. So I tend to just sort of skip it. But particularly if you're doing like a space council or something for role play, it's really cool. You don't need to take more than one of these. You can only take one, or you can just skip them completely and not take any. Kid stuff is another one that's interesting. If you have parents, they live in New Atlantis, and they take a little bit of your money every week or so. Although weeks are a little hard to keep track of sometime in this game, but they give you stuff in the end. If you roll by, they'll give you armor, they'll give you weapons, or they eventually, if you roll by often enough, they'll give you a ship. They're kind of cool, but again, I've done that before. I guess there might be some achievements that were attached to them. I don't know that I've got all the achievements yet. The other one is hero worship. and you have a follower, and he just sort of runs around telling you how wonderful you are. He's really obnoxious, apparently. I haven't actually turned him on because I don't mind the companions, but I don't want to actively make things more complicated for myself. So I'm going to skip him for now. I guess I could do the extrovert because I'm going to have the companions a lot. Exerting yourself uses less oxygen when you have a companion, but more while adventuring alone. Now, I'm just going to skip it. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I am going to name my character, and I'm going to call her Max because she is trying to max out all of the stuff that you can do. So we're going to confirm that.
Bet you were expecting a quiet job compared to your last gig. Bounty hunter turned space miner. Huh. Well, you got the sample. Client's on his way, then we all get paid. You remember anything that happened? Easy there, high flyer. Probably just the endorphins kicking in when you passed out. Don't go having an experience on me. You'll walk it off. More importantly, we got what we were looking for.
All this trouble for that stupid thing? Huh. Sure don't look like much.
Never mind what it looks like. It's worth more than this mine has pulled in all month. We'll be... Speak of the devil.
All right, so it wants me to flip between the different views. You can go to third person. I don't usually bother. Why are you beeping at me, game?
Constellation contact is on approach.
Wait, the Explorer's group?
There's stuff to get here. If you're a loot goblin, you can go ahead and grab it.
You're just too young to know better.
Hey, I'm just saying they got a reputation.
These boxes, however, are freebies.
Doesn't even believe they really exist.
So, yep.
The crew doesn't believe Earth exists, but it's still there. Same with Constellation.
Yeah, come on. Exploring space? Who does that?
I'm going to see if I can turn some of that off because that's obnoxious. Oh, the other thing that you want to do is you want to go in here and hit your gameplay options. There's a lot going on in the gameplay options. I tend to play on very easy, particularly at the beginning, particularly for ships. Ammo weight, if you turn it on, you notice the total XP goes up. And that is something that you can do. Weight management is an issue in this game. I tend to resolve it by dropping things. Ammo is usually pretty lightweight and you can sell it. So it's kind of like getting credits, particularly if it's for a weapon you don't really use. I'm going to leave most of these as they are for the moment, but you can come in here and tweak these. And I do at the end go in here and tweak these pretty regularly. Let's drop the effects down because I think that's what was beeping at me. And the voice, the music, we're going to drop this down too. Footsteps, we're going to drop down. I don't know, footsteps other. Can they sneak up on you? Let's leave that alone. Finally, accessibility. This dialogue camera is what locks you into a single viewpoint when you are speaking to people. And so that, if that bothers you, this is a way of getting around that. I like to bump the FOV up a little bit, and I like to turn off, where is controls? Controller vibration. I don't like controller vibration. And my kitten joins me.
That anymore. Ain't the space we've already got complicated enough?
Not to them, apparently. All right, Dusty. Airlock. Put your helmet on.
All right, this is the game teaching you to access your inventory and put on your helmet. we're gonna actually... Ooh. All right, it won't let you do that for the moment. Kitten, what are you doing? Why is Kitten sniffing around? If Kitten knocks over my water, Kitten's gonna be in trouble. Here, sit. Sit, Kitten. Sit on top of that. Hmm? All right. She's gonna get in the way. I'm sure she is. And the beeping has stopped. Now, they did miss a bit of a trick here. Vectera is nothing special to look at, really. It just looks very yellow. But you won't be here for very long. In theory, you could sort of dart off into the corner and just kind of help see what was out there. And unfortunately, this is still the tutorial area, so the answer is not much. That is a resource. Go ahead and grab that. The other box you want to hit up is over here near where they are watching the frontier. You get a med pack. You get a... which what? A weapon. So you want to come in here. Where did I pick that up from? Oh, well. All right, so we want to favorite. This adds it to the hotbar, essentially. And I tend to favor things. I have a whole bunch of things favoriting because, particularly in early game, you have a tendency to run out of ammo. So if you hit the D-pad, that pulls this up. I do small weapons over here, shotgun up there, melee over here once I get some, and then med packs and medical and healing and other antidotes for poison and stuff like that. Now there is going to be one more round of yippity yappities here. And Barrett is going to mosey his way out of here. Heller's like, don't talk to me, go talk to the blue dot. I like Heller. I always go back for him. They yakking. Yep, I know.
Yes, it has. That mine on Bendy, right?
This individual is busy.
Like this place.
What are you doing? What are you doing, kitten?
Tastes are a bit more sophisticated now, huh?
So, you found something?
Right here. The new girl found it.
That right. And everything went cool? Just like grabbing those minerals on Bendy?
Kazal. And no, Barrett. Not cool. She passed out after the extraction. Woke up saying all kinds of nonsense.
Is that right? Went on a trip, huh?
Alright, so you can start making choices here. They don't change the conversation too much. I would say I tend to go with the first one on the list.
Not the most gentle push into the great mysteries of space, but...
Look, just
And then I cut him off, because I've heard some of this a lot.
Ever again.
That's why I like you, Lynn. All business.
Barrett, the scanners on the frontier are reporting a ship coming in hot
It's a
from orbit.
robot.
I really thought I lost them.
Barrett?
Holy shit!
Alright. Oop, that is melee. That is crouch. I tend to put myself over here. I thought, what happened to sprint? I'm gonna have to look up sprint again. Similar to jump, sprint is always different. No, yip on the cords, kitten. LT to aim. Ah, that's, yeah.
I can't see. My head! Oh my god! You're gonna pay for that!
Yep. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. Take. Now, where you had a rescue axe. And we are going to hotbar you.
Ready.
And now, where's my other guys? Hey. Hey. Whack. Yep. Yep. Where are you? Oh, you're a miner. There we go.
We're in over our heads. Go.
There's someone else. There's another one. Here we go. Barrett, come on. You can do better than that.
A wellness check and address any injuries.
Please perform a wellness check.
Barrett was being followed every time.
Alright, now you just gotta loot the bodies. I don't loot you. You're depressing to loot. I'm sure you were a nice person. Here, put my axe away. There we go. Oh! I would have missed him. It was fairly straightforward and not overly. You very rarely get good loot or fancy loot from there. It's good enough, but all right, come talk to Barrett.
Now, that was some fine work under pressure.
Is that sarcasm, Barrett? Are you being rude?
You saw it. The visions. You're coming with me to Constellation.
Nah, sure, why not? You can take me off this moon, sign me up.
Marvelous.
Oh no, Barrett. No. You think you're just going to take off after the mess you caused?
All right. I guess I did just put you all on the Crimson Fleet hit list. How about I stay and I send your Dusty here in my place? I know, but she's not some miner anymore, Lynn. Soon as she touched that rock, something changed. Don't tell me you can't feel it.
Fine. It's a deal. Get out of here, Dusty.
Alright, thanks for
Let's
everything.
go. Before I say something I regret.
Well, now that that's settled. Bosco,
Mm-hmm.
get her to the lodge. No-
Indigo.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Very well.
Oh, and hey, take this.
So we hand you the doohickey. It's a wristwatch. For those of you too young to know what a wristwatch is.
Now, questions?
No. Well, I always ask this one.
Technically, it's not even mine. Consider it a loan. Vasco will keep you on course. Besides, I'm making an exception since you can tell Constellation about that vision you had.
All right. You could ask why the Crimson Fleet is after,
And
but
Vasco, don't let her break my ship.
We're still
what's
in
up,
one
Heller?
piece. Hey, I don't know how you kept your cool back there.
Well, you know. Ooh, wait, did I loot you? Yes, I loot. All right, there's Vasco. He's gonna follow us around for a while. So depending on how fast you are with character creation, that can take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes.
I assume you know how to fly a Class A starship. As Barrett likes to say, it's as easy as learning to ride a bike. I will attempt to boost the shields, just in case there are any difficulties.
So you can eat the food straight when you can take it, which is A button. If you consume it, it helps your health. And you can always find it in your inventory later. Yes, snack pack, Choco Bites. There are other ways to boost your health, but we'll do one of those later. Actually, I take that back. We'll do one of those right now because you get an XP boost for sleeping, which does occasionally make it weird that you're sleeping in the midst of everything, but what you gonna do? This is a research station, but I won't mess with that as of yet. Put your axe away. swear, I play every single game like I'm an axe murderer. Alright, so you don't want to take these, you want to transfer because you want to leave the stuff that's in the frontier in the frontier. But we don't want to be carrying around, for example, 4 of these or 2 of these. We don't have any new space station. Alright, so the hat just looks cool. Well, that hat doesn't look cool, but it doesn't actually give you any buffs. The gray leather jumpsuit is lighter, so we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to equip it, which is the Y button. Now, you can go away, and you can go away. That is, go away into the frontier. And we'll go ahead and do the same with all of the other stuff that we've picked up. We can't get rid of that, and we don't want to get rid of the digipick. I feel like I missed a med pack. Oh, right. The med pack is up here. That just gives you another med pack. So, this is the part where the game is going to teach you about the ship.
Shields ready. The rest is up to you.
Take off. There'll be an animation, which thank God, because I cannot fly a ship to save my life. I'd like be smashing it into the landing pad, overcompensating in one direction or the other, flipping the whole thing. It would be real exciting. Alright, left stick increases speed, decreases speed. There's a bit of a lag.
To ensure they are not on the verge of catastrophic failure. I can step you through the
New
entire
boost.
process. Or if you're already an experienced pilot, just power up all the systems and we'll be on our way.
You probably want to make sure that your shields are in fact fully boosted. You don't need the grav dice, so ignore the other one off to the edge. That will sort itself out some other time.
System on a ship requires power.
Yeah.
Allocating power is under your direct control. Let's go over the engines. Engines control our maximum speed. Try increasing and decreasing our relative velocity.
He's going to take me through the whole tutorial.
As a sweet spot for better handling during turns. Draw your attention to the HUD. You'll notice a speed indicator in the lower left with a gauge that goes up and down as you adjust the throttle. Try to center the gauge so that it lines up with the center of the vertical bars to its right.
So what he's pointing at is your left stick, if you push up on it, it will increase your speed. But when you try to turn, it decreases back down to that sweet spot in order to get the boost done. If you just leave it in this sweet spot most of the time, it's okay. If you press in,
try adjusting power.
You get a boost.
Notice more power.
Press in on a left stick.
Shields protect the ship from hull damage. Without a hull, will be vaporized. Shield health is displayed in the lower right. Hull damage is below it.
Alright, so it will eventually just given up.
Pilot, are you familiar with ship combat tactics?
Yep.
A Crimson Fleet ship bringing its weapons to bear.
The way I got into this is one of those skills that I picked up, is if you are locked on to something, it does this thing called target locking, which allows you to hit certain systems.
If you can keep the enemy ship centered on the HUD, we can lock in to fire a homing missile.
And you get points
Starship Assault, Captain. We should search the wreckage for spare parts and other salvage. You will need to fly close to it before we can access the remains.
This is why this is not a tutorial. What you want to do is fly towards the bits, and then when the little hit the A button as you're getting closer. And when the A button gives you a submenu, go ahead and it's like looting a body. You just hit the A button again and you take all of the bits and pieces. But I've already done this, so just fly around in circles until it moves on to the next one.
Are jumping into our location, Captain.
Where's your friend? There we go.
The amount of Crimson Fleet hostility has been far more than anticipated. At this rate, the odds of continual assault from their ships are high enough to jeopardize our mission. In short, they are after the
Stop that,
frontier
cat.
and will not stop.
No yip yip on the cords. We've been over this.
Crimson Fleet
Stop that.
A recent scan
Stop that.
indicates an abandoned facility on the nearby moon of Crete, a perfect staging area for pirates.
I have to cover my wires with a napkin to keep her from doing anything. All right. There is a way to change. No, 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 no. Stop that. How do you change the, There we go. That's what I wanted. Hold on a moment. I need to retrieve my cat from under. Napkin over you. All right. So what he's telling us is we need to come in here and we need to go up to the upper left to the star map. Zoom out to see the entire thing, but it doesn't tell you how to zoom out. You can, however, go ahead and what is... All right, this has already been scanned. Stop that, kitten. Hold on a moment. Back. Get back. Leave that alone. Okay. Oh. B zooms out. We're looking for the other little dot. Where? Here we go. Select the other little dot. Set course. No. Stop that. Marion. Travel to Crete. Set course. X. Okay, don't hover over the dot, hover over the planet attached to the dot. Now set course. No, that's not what I wanted. Oh, it is what I wanted. Travel to Crete. Hold down X. This is not the game's fault. This is my fault because I've been playing 5 different games and they all have different buttons.
Orbit, the abandoned facility with our Crimson Fleet captain.
He's going to yatter at us. We want to select. Hold left button to scan. A to target, X to land. Poor Vasco, we just cut him off. He'll survive.
I'll follow you from here on out, Captain.
So, I'm gonna sleep again because sleeping gets you buffs. Just briefly. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can go. It is possible. Ooh, there's stuff in these. Forgot about that. It is possible to do a couple different things while you're here. This is a survey tool. It's left button. Walk up towards things. If the outline is filled in, it means you've scanned it. Keep looking at it. Hit A again, and it will loot it, essentially. This, if you hit the right trigger, allows you to grab the resource. Now, coming down out of here, the game wants you to follow. Keep an eye out for these. This is consistent on most planets, this sort of pathways. So yeah, you want to scan these as they go by. Hit the A button while you're centered on them. The game wants you to go that way. And in fact, if you turn off your scanner and then turn it on again, it will usually show you just like a little pathways, like little arrows. See the little flashing arrows in the center? That's leading you down towards that icon down there that is the base where the next part of the story is. Another thing that I like to do, honestly, is to head off to the left after you come out here and look off into the distance. Now there are two little icons. There is obviously something going on up over there. And I routinely go off in different directions and just see what's out there and roll up some skill points before I go anywhere near the facility. You can do this afterwards if you want as well. But it's easier to do it beforehand. So I'm not going to grab the metals because they are heavy, but I am going to go ahead and go off towards that item. Scan them as they go along. Scan the metals as they go along. You'll notice on the left-hand side where it says survey 61%, it'll tell you it's possible to get all of the resources and all of the fauna, which is the animals, depending on what you run into. And you get experience for all of it. What I really want is, okay. Now these things have killed me in the past. These grazers, if I wasn't paying attention. Also, keep an ear out because there is a terramorph loose on the planet, and I've run into it while I've been doing this before. So I'm getting close. I want to get close enough to... There we go. Yeah. Try not... There we go. Back out. They won't necessarily come at you unless you somehow manage to really piss them off. Yup. Back. Vasco, a little back up here. This is using the mining laser as a weapon, which is really kind of fun. And killing them actually counts as scanning them, which is kind of depressing. There you go. Yep. Back off, back off, back off. Vasco, leave it alone. Leave it alone. For crying out loud. But you can see I'm 89% done with them. Stop that. No. Stop that. Not the game, the cat. And Vasco, see, once they've all turned green, you don't have to scan them again, so you can just kind of go around. There's low gravity on this planet, so it's easy to jump. Ooh, there's another one of the little biggies.
The enemy is approaching.
Is it? Vasco, did you annoy them again?
Dispatched.
Vasco, come on, you don't actually have to.
It is a shame exploration requires some exterior damaged.
Ooh, you can go away.
Enemy damage received.
Unfortunate, but you know, lose their bodies anyways. Sometimes you just have to crawl right up against them and here we go. Give up their bits. What I was going for over here is this thing, which is scannable. All right, you are 500 meters away. I think that's where I was going to begin with. There's low gravity on this planet, which means that you can bounce really easily. Oop, stop that. Put that away. And Vasco will just sort of follow along. He doesn't have a lot to say. Unless you overload yourself, at which point he's like, you're overloading yourself. Like, yeah, I know. That's the idea. Alright, that is more of the grazers, which are green. We already have them. There a blue thing there? Oh, there's one of you. Alright, yep. Yep, I'm going. No, I'm going. Don't. Yep, I wish I could remember what the sprint button was. Actually, I should look that up. Settings. Controls. No, that is what the controls are. Bindings. Sprint. Down the left stick. Is it? Oh, you have to hold it in. I hate that. Oh, that's right. I have, let's see. Controls. Where is... Interface to display. Save on wait. Save on. Somewhere in here is... No, that's just a list of controls. I want to... It should be here. I'd prefer click to sprint. Actually, what I would prefer is to map it to the back of to the paddles on the back of the controller, but I don't see it, so we're just going to go ahead and abandon. Ooh, you're new. Vasco, get over here and back me up. Vasco, leave the grazers alone.
You appear to be prioritizing your deaths over your own survival.
These things disappear into the ground and then pop up on you. Well, we want to scan them too. Ooh, it's been feeding, huh? Alright, we know where that is. Ah, come back here. Back. No, stop. No, back. Scan. Ooh. Poor Vasco. I just kind of use him as a targeting practice. There we go. Yes. It's possible to do actually quite a bit of damage with those. Ooh. Scan.
Peace is no longer a viable option.
Sorry about that, man. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. We are coming up here. Actually, let's do you first and then swing back around. Oh, that's right. Oh. Now, this is where your skill points live. We already have 3 pretty significant skill points. We even got points for 3 out of 5 for the piloting. Did we get points for 2 out of 5 of the target control? That's a little fidgetier, but that's okay. Ballistic weapons are not all that exciting. Boost pack training we'll get to in a minute. Security is the one that you want. You want to at least get 2 because that gives you clues as to whether you're doing okay on the hacking minigame or not. Yeah, we're gonna go around you and over to this one and then swing back. See, there's this one here, there's this one here, and there's this one that we were right on top of. So there's all sorts of stuff. Unlike Vectera, where there's just not a lot going on, there's all sorts of points of interest over here. And they can be... Ooh. What is yipping? That could be the Terramorph. Well, it was playing in easy mode, but the Terramorphs are the big bads. I did in fact defeat one once with a mining laser because I ran out of ammo. That's why I've been using the mining laser, because I want to preserve my ammo for something else. So it is possible, particularly on easy mode. But it's not something I would advise right out the gate. Let's see, what kind of a thing are you? Do you have anything that's lootable? No. No. Alright, let's go over here. Some of these POIs have outbuildings, essentially, where there will be a box or 2 that you can get. What this is a natural point of interest, which is to say it is just like a big thing that you can wander around and go, ooh, pretty. Vectera as well. Vectera and Crete are a bit dull. I will give them this in terms of the color palette. They do represent a useful collection of things to do, of sample things. So, for example, oh, we did find the Terramorph. We did find the Terramorph. Vasco, go get the Terramorph. this may be a bad idea. Particularly with a rescue axe. It's a quick save. All right, and all right, this is not working. We're gonna have to actually let's do you.
In combat, there is a yell. Pew, pew, pew. I'm not sure why.
All right, I have plenty of ammo for it.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
That's it, Vasco. No, don't bring it over here.
I am aiming for your center of mass.
Are you shooting at me? Why are you shooting at me, you dumb shit? I swear, ecliptic mercenaries are the worst.
Total shutdown.
Okay, no, not gonna, yeah, it. Ah, thank you, game, for stating the obvious. Yeah, that's it. Go after what's his name. No. I knew this was a bad idea. Don't try this at home. Unless you've played the game before. No. No. Ah. Oh. All right. And that's what happens when you die. Yeah. Okay, let's be smarter about this before. Let's do you. Although I think some of this was because those stupid mercenaries were fighting up. I'm burning through all of my ammo. Vasco, where are you? Supposed to be unloading there. I think it's stuck on something, which may or may not actually happen on the regular. This is my last. All right. Let's do you. Let's do you. Ooh, Vasco, where are you? Oh, you have got to be kidding me. You are distracting Vasco at a crucial moment. Where's the other one? I think I probably did get more stuff. Vasco. Did I get more? Yes, I got more bullets. Vasco, come on, get over here. Don't seem to be doing an awful lot of damage. Even less than usual.
In combat, there is a high likelihood of human death.
Thank you, Vasco, for stating the obvious. What? No. What did I pick up then? I don't have any ammo for that. And I don't have much for this either, but that didn't help. And I'm going to use up all my med packs. Uh-oh. All right. Back to you. We're just going to take a while. Actually, Vasco, if you could come over here, we'd appreciate it. I think he's glitched behind these, but that's okay. Vasco is finally here. Took you long enough. Yeah, Terramorph. Possible to take it down. Even on level 2. Well, on easy mode on level 2. Alright, you need to be scanned. If you're playing on hard mode or anything aside from very easy, I would not do that. So the way these work is you have features, and then I got my 3rd point. That one has been scanned because you can tell this is very similar. We're too far away. You usually have to scan 2 or 3 of them. So look around for these little sort of arch thingies. Sometimes you have to go over the hill. Circle around these things. There's one over there. Be mindful of the water though, because it is sometimes toxic. I think this is the butt end of one, but let's double check. Or there's 2 over here. No. There's definitely one over here. So it says 3 of 4. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to leave until I've gotten all of them. Let's see if there's something in the middle. Alright, let's just run around the edge some more. You better not pick a fight with me. I saved you from the Terramorphs. You know it would have eaten all of you. It's one of these. That's where I just was. Maybe I missed one while I was heading towards Terramorph. You were scanned. It almost looks like one there. That has been scanned. That has been scanned. Ooh. Jump much. Sometimes there will be one lonely one out here in the corner. This would be easier with a boost pack. It will tell you if you're outside the scanning area, though. Is it you? No. I would think it was that, but that's where we just were. Joins me once again. Is it? It's you. It's this weird thing in the middle. There you go. No yip yip on the quartz kitten. All right, so you see there's a little icon there in the lower left now that's colored. That is that telling us that we're finished with this. And there's only one of them for the planet, so telling us that we're finished with the planet as well. Go on. Sit in the buff. Sit. Sit on your puff. There you go, kitten. So there's two things nearby. One is 400 meters away. One is 500. Let's go to this one first. You can run for a certain length of time and then you start to eat your health. So I have one of the flora, which is those the red arches, the dust roots. And then I have one of the fauna. Those are the grazers. I'm looking for the little well, technically I'm looking for ammo because I ain't got none after the terramorph, but I am looking for those little flat little wibbly things along the ground. See, there's another thing out there, but that icon tells me that that is another thing that's very similar to what we just did, so we're not going to do that. These can be full of friends or they can be full of enemies, and it's kind of 50-50. So let's go ahead and quick save. Put your axe away. In case it's a friend, we don't want to scare them. A biochemical silo. Okay, they're friends. Hey, what's up?
Foreman's gonna be pissed if they see you wandering around the site. Get out of here.
This foreman?
Then keep moving. We're not supposed to have visitors on the site. Check the mission terminal. There's a laundry list of things that need doing, but I don't have time. I'm running a crew of rookies here. They need a full-time babysitter. Ferrolite hired us to build a factory. They're expanding their operation. I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that, but they're not paying me enough to keep secrets. Right. Back to it.
All right, so what this means is that we got some XP for finding the place. But if we try to pick anything up here, it's going to accuse us of stealing. It's not the worst thing ever, but also not worth the trouble. Ooh, wait, you have things I could buy.
You should leave the site after you're done shopping. The foreman's glaring daggers at you. Let's trade.
All right, so I can sell. I can also sell from the frontier. What are your apparel? Nothing in particular. Well, I do like this, but I don't have enough money to be selling that. All right, so survey says, do I have... Ooh, I want to keep that. Let's sell that, because you're redundant if I've got the fancy one. Sell from Frontier. All right, you're my duplicates. No one needs a hat. Ship parts keep, because you'll need them later. And resources keep, because you'll need them later. And I don't think I have anything else. Although I tend to sell the tissue because it's gross. That's a different type of tissue, so it doesn't count. Now let's see. Resources we don't need. These are cool. These will generate little requests for you to do mineral surveys, but we don't have the money to spend on those at the moment. what I really want to see, no. And med packs. Vendor credits 500. How much do I have? I have 2,500 or thereabouts. That's okay.
I hate it. I was supposed to be stationed at a research outpost with a bunch of zoologists. Nerds like that treat their vendors great, unlike the assholes on this site. They treat me like a second-class citizen at best.
Well, maybe they don't like your outfit or your hair. Your hair is definitely... Nah.
Alrighty. See you later.
Okay. Turn back on our little doohickey. We're going to go for this. This is a building. Probably not as nice of a building. If you look at this one that says Frontier, you can fast travel back there. The ones that are a black icon on a white background, you can fast travel to because they represent things that you've been to. This one is something I'm just going straight across here. I don't care if I fall to my death. Ooh, there is fall damage in this game though, so I probably want to care whether I'm going to fall to my death. But I don't. You could go around, you know, executing random humans, but I don't usually bother. They're more fun to talk to. And sometimes they'll have like little fetch quests that you can get in on. Don't stand too close to the Argon because sometimes it will. Are you another Terran? Who are you shooting at? Now there are places with enemies up here, but usually there's nothing to shoot at, so I don't know what this is all about. Is it another it's a civilian outpost with a turret. Oh, I think it's just kind of shooting at the grazers. That does mean that we won't have anything that we can steal from here. Colonists.
I've been here from the beginning. The outpost's come a long way since then. You arrived at just the right time, stranger.
Oh, thank you.
We're worried about the gas rising from the vents nearby. We want to make sure it's safe. We could use some help placing these sensors near the vents. That's
sure.
Terrific. Thanks.
I would love to do a fetch quest for you. Place the gas sensors. Alright, we're going to... This is your quest log. And we're going to do this one instead. We also have a skill point that we can... plow into... Ballistics is a good one because when you do have ammo, you have a lot of that. Persuasion is another one I tend to get early because it helps with the persuasion minigame. Weightlifting will increase how much loot you can carry. Fitness will increase how far you can run. Wellness increases your maximum health. Let's go with wellness. All right. Now, we're looking for our little doohickeys. Thank you. I must have been shooting at this. Yeah, there's nothing over here. So it's going to send us to the other side. We don't know. We can go through there. That wants to be... And there we go. Where did my buttons go? Here we go. There's lots of different little fetch quests that they'll give you. There's this one where you place some sensors. There's ones where you go to a nearby cave and rescue somebody who's gotten lost there. Somebody's hanging around. No. Toxic gas. Looking for a little pop-up to place the sensor. There we go. Gas vent, yes. Come on. There we go. Place device. Return to the colonist. I get the feeling I overcomplicated that, but whatever. And you can see the little path is leading us back to the colonists. This will get us some money and some XP. And then we will go on to the next location. Ooh, I may regret this. There we go. Oh, thump. Back to the nice lady.
Buying something from our shop. We really need the business. Thanks for
Do you have a
everything.
shotgun?
Feel free to visit any time. Here.
Yes, so
this is
2,000
you.
credits.
I only wish I had more to give. Safe travels, friend.
And
Now
you're a
that I've been
colonist.
here for a few years,
You're a colonist. I think I'd have to go inside to do the shop. And well, she did just give me 2,000. I could get some more ammo. Oh. Let's do anti-personnel Kraken, anti-personnel Grendel. 0 rounds and 0 rounds. 6 and 7. And 7.7. All right, let's go see what their ammo situation looks like.
Nice suit. Constellation? Never heard of you.
Where'd the door go?
You don't get views like this in the big city.
No, but you do get reliable doors. Maybe it's up here. Oh, that's right. It was over here. That's our friends. Here we go.
I came here with my family when I was a kid. I hated it back then. Now it feels like home.
You're free to use our equipment. Just leave it in working order, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I used to work for Ryujin Industries. Boy, am I glad to be out of the rat race.
Where is your store? You said you had a store.
I'd like to raise my kids in a place like this.
Well, good that you're stuck here then. Are you the provisioner? No, you're just that colonist. Alright, they don't have anything to sell me, so that's where we just were. That's where we just were. That's the frontier. Useful to get up to see things. The other natural area that you can sometimes get. There'll be stuff on the other side that we can't see from here. So let's go back to the frontier and then point ourselves at the other direction. The other natural area that you want to go into at least once is on most ships is a cave of some kind. Because if you're missing a resource, it's often in one of the caves. Transfer my inventory. You're all... no, that's not what I wanted to do. Spacesuit, nope. Resources. There is a store all resources, RB. There you go. That makes life a lot faster for clearing out one's inventory. So it is starting to get dark. We've already gone that direction. Now let's see if there's anything popping up on the radar over here. That's the outpost. That is a cave. Like 800 meters away. I don't like Crete that much that I'm overly enthusiastic about bouncing around the landscape. So let's go ahead. We're going to want to scan this stalker that's up here. And then maybe by the time we're out, it will be daylight again. Ooh. Scan you? Yes. The trilobites. So yeah, just follow this down here. There's a little weirdo path. This is the game I'm going to try to tell you about scanning the fauna, but we already did that, so...
Alien creatures are often
See, it says to scan. Bring up the scan, but you have to look at the bottom of the screen to know. Alright, we've leveled up again. You could just hold that until later on. I'll go ahead and do stealth. Don't need any more. This. Okay, yeah. So when the red gauge starts filling up down there, it's time to stop sprinting.
The Crimson Fleet is a confederation of smaller, independent pirate crews, all flying under the same banner. They are typically...
There's not a lot out here, but if there is going to be anything, you can't get to the roof without going through the building. I mean, you could give it a shot, but there's not going to be... It's harder than it looks. You'd need a boost pack. Sometimes what happens is I run around and instead of finding civilian outposts, I find outposts with enemies in them. And then you can usually get a lot of good weaponry and even some really good armor sets from them. Almost nothing here is worth looting. Keep an eye out for books and credits and med packs. Example, med pack. speedrunning this is actually kind of fun. I've done sort of borderline pacifist runs where I just straight up barrel through and I don't fight anybody. That is a book that is worth something. But don't worry if you miss things, because the game is extremely generous and will pop things all over.
But we are in Freestar Collective space. It then stands to reason that this was once a secret UC.
Now, there is a heat leech over here, which is essentially a big slug that jumps out at you. I find it easiest to get them if I use the axe. There you go. Yep. And then you want that toxin. This is usually pretty empty. Another book. You have to open the books in order to grab them, which is not my favorite thing, but what you gonna do? One of these desks, I think it's this one, has credits and digipicks. Alright. Trying to break myself of the habit of saying all right. There is a brief no ammo? No ammo? No ammo? No ammo. Alright. Rescue axe it is. Alright. Gentleman to loot. Vasco, get out of the way. Vasco is hit or miss as companions go. Assigning him to your ship later on just to have him around, because he'll buff the ship. It can be fun, but taking him with you is kind of painful. Alright, you want to stay hidden here. They're in the other room. That is, if it's blue, it's a slightly better one. This one has damage increases as health decreases, which, as things go, is not my favorite, but it did give us a whole 16 rounds, which means that we can sneak up on somebody and whack them. So you can see in the center there, it says hidden.
Found you.
No, you didn't. I'm hidden. It refuses to let me go back into hiding. In which case, where are you? There you go. There we go. There's 3 of them. They have the standard issue stuff. But it's worth checking. Boost pack. We just have our tunnel pack. That's not what we want. And do you have... You have worse physical, which is kind of what we're worried about at the moment. And you do not have +5 carry capacity. That's cool, but I think we'll stick with this. So, do I now have... Yes. And if you come in here... Antibiotics sitting on the toilet, which would worry a person. Alright. You can probably... Oh, no, wait. This is a... Put your gun away. This is a free area. There's a couple places where you can loot things.
I repeat, the Terran is loose. Do not engage. Oh man, that was the best. Classic United Colonies. Put something in a game until it kills you. One more time.
Yeah, put that away. You are food, which could heal me. Should have eaten it. You are that. All right, this is the introduction to the minigame, which we want to do. So, right stick chooses between the picks, is what these are called, and you circle them around until all three of, in this case, all three of the little tebbies are in here. There's nothing that that one fixes. This one will unlock these three, but that does mean in order to go any further, you have to unlock these two. So I usually try to do both of the, or all of the picks on this ring before dropping down. And if you level up this skill, it does get easier. So that one closed those two. This one closed that one. I don't have any auto slots, which would essentially tell me most of the time there is... We got some credits and we got some points towards that skill. Most of the time there's definitely going to be a solution. If you back out, you lose the lockpick, but you can always start over. Okay. Oh, eat you. For a bit of a buff. Nothing else there. Take you. Take you. I have shotgun shells, but no shotgun. There's a bunch of stuff on the computer too. You do get an achievement for reading a lot of it. I've already got that achievement if memory serves. There's two of these spaces. The third one is blocked off. And there's not a lot in these. Ooh, chunks. Paperweight. This is the room that has... No, I don't want the placemat, I want the food. This is the room that has the weapons in it. Eon, which we already have. Grendel, which we already have. That's fine. We don't need a tape measure. Get out of my way. Some of the names you give people, the game will say. I don't know how they sorted that out, but they did, and apparently I've made one of them. I guess Max is the default name. Alright, that's about it. I could go back and sleep in that other room, but That one is blocked off. You can't get into it. Oop. If you're gonna stealth, turn off your flashlight. Guns, empty chunk packaging, vacuum tape, med pack. Now, this is a double-leveled room. There are people up top that you can't quite see. So...
Warning. Damage received.
It's very difficult to stealth with Vasco around. I want to hug this wall.
Damn it. Lost them.
That's right. You don't have anything I can loot?
I believe the enemy is nearby. I have located the enemy.
I know, I saw someone.
I do not feel pain, but I hear it is terrible. The enemy has dropped out of our view.
I wish you could tell Vasco to stay there. I think there was for a while. There was a way to tell Vasco to stay there. There's someone up directly above here, and then there's a bunch of people up and to the left. I'm going to wait until I am back in hidden mode, and then try to get that nice guy up there.
Come out wherever you are.
Damn it! I needed that bounty.
Usually somewhere over here. There's definitely someone over there.
Easy pickings.
Oh. Stop it.
Not done. Let's get out of here.
Where are you? There you are.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
Thanks for that warning, Vasco. Speaking of, go to and we don't need you. Eat you. Eat you. Eat you. Eat you. That should be enough. Alright, that's everybody over here. Where'd my pirate go? You're mostly just getting credits off of these guys. Three guys up here. And then a couple of scientists. There's this, which usually has what's called an Equinox, which is a laser weapon. Food. Most of the junk lying around is heavier than it is worth holding on to. This is resources that you can use for crafting, so it's worth picking up. But it's also fairly common, so it's worth dumping later if it proves to be too heavy. I don't think. No.
Listen up! We got someone trying to jump our school. Hold them off here while Brogan sets up on the roof. I'm on it. No one's getting through.
Everybody's getting through. This actually is a space where I prefer to just wail and flail. Not even bother trying to hide. Where are you? Where you at? Huh? Huh? There, I'll loot the body. This the second you get. Yeah, see, yeah, I knew it. And not a single one of you guys has given up a boost pack either, which annoys me.
Damage registered.
On my head! Come on!
Where are you?
Is all you got? Keep your head down!
See, this is what. Oh, there you are. Hey, what's up?
I do not feel pain.
Ooh, was that a boost? No, I still don't have a boost rocket.
It is terrible.
Let's do this!
Where? Oh, there you are. Hey. You were there the whole time? Ah, stop that. Boost off of you either. You weasels have a boost? I have a second spacesuit. Yeah, you're the spacesuit I already had. Yeah, you're no use either. You're just not very useful pirates. I'm sorry. Now that is the door that's already open. I want the door that I have to pick the lock. Get out of the way, Vasco. That's this area over here. Ooh. So, let's do you and you. After a while, you just get a sense. I tend to start with whatever has the most pops to it because they are the hardest to get to do anything with. This is giving me some mines. That's so cute. They think I use mines. I routinely blow myself up with my grenades. So, well, that was easy. Okay, you want to be slightly off center from you. And it's counting up. I've done 3 of the 5. You can max this out by the time you leave the lab if you hit the right things. Out of the way, Vasco. I don't think there's anything else that will... Well, there's one more heat leech, but everything else, I think, until you hit the roof, is not going to hurt you.
It's loose. The Terramorph is loose. We can't stop it. When we tried to sync with the neural control interface, it just completely flipped out. Broke through its containment chamber like it was made out of paper. It killed Michelson, Cobb, and Sumatri in all of 1 minute. I'm not even sure where it is now. It took off deeper into the facility. A security detail went in after it, but good friggin' luck. When I know it's safe, I'm going to make a run for the comm relay. Try to call in the cavalry. This is Hayden Wynn, lead xenobiologist. Wishing he had gone to dentist school like his parents wanted.
Alright. Doing it again. Alright. All right. I think you want to be here, which means you want to be here. Now, you have one that's on the opposite side, so you've got to be there, which means you are just whatever's left. Yep. Get some ammo. It's telling me things that I already know.
We could make use of whatever is inside, provided you had some digifix and a disregard for personal property rights.
Last little bit of this. One of you. Some more digipicks on the floor. They really want you to crack this safe. And the last of the slates. This tells you obviously what happened at the facility.
We're all dead. The comms relay has been trashed. The whole room is trashed. We can't call for help. I can hear the terror morph roaring somewhere. And more people screaming.
Like aliens. How do they cut the power? Alright. Okay, you don't want to do this one because there's not another one that hits those two with and works. This is one where you might want to build that and that. So these two are going to hit. And this 3-lock one is going to hit. 3-pick one is going to hit. And then this one becomes a lot easier. Well, a lot more obvious. And we have now got this 5 out of 5 locks, which means when we rank it up, once we get another skill point, I can hack tougher locks and I will have some auto attempts. If you successfully get the picks aligned, then you get an auto attempt, and I can rings turn blue when the pick can be slotted. So if you select something and you try to put it in, it will tell you if you even have a shot or not. You still have to figure out where it goes, but you can get a bit of a clue. All right. Now, this is the item before. Seriously, Vasco. This is the item before you go out on the roof and deal with the pirates. You're looking in a lot of places for a box like this. Extended mag coachman. Thank you, game. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to take all that. We're going to take the credits. Oh, I love me a shotgun. All right. And I am not... Vasco, get out of the way, honestly. There we go. Favorite you. Put you there. Hold on to you for the moment. Is that maelstrom? Yes. You can live there. I already have a Grendel, so you don't need to be there. I already have a Ripshank, so you're not much use. A Solstice. Oh, this is a different sort of energy weapon. It's like an energy pistol. Now, I am overloaded because I have a bunch of space... Seriously, Vasco? Alright, so we are going to dump the space suits because we may get some more stuff. We're going to dump the helmets. They're just not worth selling. We only need one of you. Let's leave you behind. You are kind of cool, but you have absolute crap in terms of protectives. Now, I don't use the throwables, but I collect them a lot, and I sell the throwables. So, and I will leave the dinner plate behind. All right, let's get out our coachman. It will autosave, but I'll go ahead and quick save anyways. And open the door. It's still nighttime. Oh well. Now, as soon as you go too far out here, he's gonna start talking to you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Kidding me? The Frontier has a new captain?
That's right, I killed him. Nope. I will say, what's your problem with Barrett anyways?
We don't have a problem with Barrett. We want that ship, the front...
I'm with Constellation.
You see, maybe your colleague Barrett didn't tell you, but there's a bit of a legend surrounding that ship. That Constellation keeps treasure hidden in the cargo bays, the loot from 100 planets.
That statement is partially correct. The Frontier has been to many planets and moons, but the only things held in the cargo bays are spare parts, dust, desiccated food particles, and a variety of species of ant.
I don't care what kind of lies Barrett programmed that robot to say. We're taking that ship.
Alright, so we can try the persuasion minigame.
You're not talking us out of this score.
So you can try the green, the yellow, and the red if you want to get lucky, or if you want to, I don't know, if you just want to try. Sometimes this one, hey, if you want to trade ships, that's fine with me. You're chasing a fairy tale, see?
We're getting what's on that ship.
Sometimes even the green ones fail.
You willing to give up the ship? Just like that?
And the other ones don't.
They aren't? You sure? Can't believe this. There isn't any treasure? We've been trailing that old Constellation ship for nothing? Get out of here. Take your robot and your ship and get out of here. I see you all again, you're dead.
We should now be free.
You can actually still whack him and his friends and grab their stuff and take the XP for it. You always want to come up here and go ahead and get that. I mean, I could be that guy. Hey. Let's just use up. Let's see. Where are you? See, this is why.
Injury received.
You're right. I just like to aim broad. I know.
Keep firing! Just give up!
No, thank you. I don't want to give up. See, all he gives up is piddly little... Oh! Now I'm on fire. Look what you did. Where's our friend? I can hear him. Sometimes they jump across the way and then they're out of range. Oh well. What did we actually get? A cornered reforged ripshank. Oh, that's just sad. Are you better or worse? Oh, let's say sort by damage. These are low damage, it seems, but you fire a lot of shots at it really quickly, so that's not the best. The rescue axe is 17 and the rip shank is 12. Nope. We'll sell you. Do I have another skill point? I do not. Alright. Sorry about that, Rogan. You seemed nice. Except the part where you know you were a pirate.
Captain Max. To reach the lodge, we must jump to the planet Jemison in the Alpha Centauri system, and then land in the city of New Atlantis. Do not worry, this will all become second nature before too long.
So this is how we want to prep for this. First of all, put anything you don't want to keep. Not that. Put anything you don't want to keep into the storage for the ship. There we go. Spacesuits, packs. I did get a boost pack. Well, I'll get a better one once I get there, so. And actually, we're going to get a lot of these. Hold on to the lab outfit. They didn't help when you do the research, but it won't be useful straight out the gate. Put the mines and the grenades. Hold on to the food. Put all of the resources away. Onto the emergency slates. I'm going to keep the books. I think these are books that I can sell later. All of these four. Frankenstein, Omega, Tales of Time and Space, and The Comet. I'm not sure about that, but I'll hold on to them for now. Now, what you want to do is come in here, into your inventory. Actually, I'm going to take advantage to favorite my cutter so that I don't keep accidentally putting it away. Come in here, we want to RB hide, and it'll switch to show, and then do the same here. And this will just put you in clothing instead of the spacesuit when you're running around. The next thing that I like to do is go into the settings. There's nothing between here and where you're going to be that is going to go at you. Now, you can downsize to easy and very easy without taking a hit on your XP. However, if you upsize to hard, very hard, and extreme, you increase your XP. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Turn on weighted ammo. I'm going to reduce my carry capacity and say I can only access my cargo inside the ship. Although I might change that because I need to sell some stuff. Vendor credits are going to be reduced. Medical items slowly. Food healing, none. Sleep healing, none. Nothing is going to come at me. I'm going to do this one. I'm essentially maxing out anything that would give me more XP while I am wandering around. Oh, well, actually, this does not affect the XP. This gives you your aim assist. Save on rest. All of these from here on down, it doesn't really make a difference, but these will increase your XP. You can see I have an XP boost of 75%. So while I am running around, oh, right. I turned this on. I want to turn that positive only. I prevent negative effects. Yeah, I don't need to, I don't need to be doing true survival. I am now fed and I am now hydrated. I don't want to do true survival. I just want to do quasi-survival in order to grind my XP faster. So we are going to get XP for taking off here. You can see my helmet is hidden while I'm inside the ship. There are other ways to do this. Hopefully I was right and nobody's waiting up top. Otherwise, I'm going to be readjusting my settings very quickly. Okay, we are trying to get to this. Go to our missions. We'll go to small step, grab jump to Jemison. Now, straight from this screen, you can say set course, and you can say jump. Oh, I have to power up my grav. There we go. So I took it out of my missiles, which is the special, slower weapon. Put it into the grav jump.
Starship Frontier, this is United Colony Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned. Scan complete. No contraband detected. You are cleared for landing at New Atlantis.
Alright. Now, open planet maps. That's what I wanted. I'm going to scan. And that gives us a little XP. There's a lot more going on Jemison than there is on some of the others. These are randomly generated, and they're not the only points of interest on the planet. They're just ones that you can jump to automatically. There is often also a colony somewhere. Colonies are fun because you don't have to shoot anyone, and they sometimes have quests. They're not fun because sometimes, well, they don't shoot back. Some other things are more interesting. Downside to recycled point of interest is that you see the same structures an awful lot. Upside, and I do think there is an upside, is that you can know what you're getting into. And sometimes it's just a matter of saying, you know what, never mind. I will take a pass. All right. Go ahead and sleep for an hour. Just top off. And go out here. And that is the beginning. So we got more XP. Not by much, considering. But we'll start to do some mini quests and stuff like that. I will, however, end it here because it's been a couple hours. Now, that was almost 2.5 hours to get through what is the base level tutorial. However, I did a good, I want to say 45 minutes, maybe as much of an hour, wandering around Crete, grinding up to higher levels in order to get at some of those skill points ahead of time, and I think it was worth the time. You can, however, just barrel straight through the facility and not worry about it. Makes no never mind to me. So you don't have, you can save pretty much anywhere. Oop, I'm going to go ahead and unequip my weapon because We don't need to be carrying it around the city. And I will quick save from here and then go ahead and call it a day. I really, really enjoy Starfield. I put nearly 1,000 hours into this game. I don't even put an hour into games that I don't enjoy. So obviously this is one that I do enjoy and I'm going to continue playing, and I'm really excited that they've got the expansion coming up, and I will definitely be tuning in tomorrow to get that set and sorted. In the meantime, I'll leave it here and I will say thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, etc., and so on and such like. And I'll see you later. Bye.